Hello Scorpio, come on in, great to see you just in time for your Scorpio April 2020 reading. I'm Nigel Saint James, for those who haven't met me before. Now for the Scorpio subscribers, as you can probably tell, I've just spent the last hour or so in prayer and meditation for you, the Scorpio subscriber, to bring you peace, energy and protection throughout the month of April. And I guarantee it will work. So let's get things underway. Oh, thank you also to the Scorpios with whom I've had private readings since last month's videos. It's been a great pleasure to meet you, and thank you also for recommending me to your friends. I appreciate that vote of confidence. It's very humbling. Of course, I do readings for people from all around the world over FaceTime and Skype, as you well know. And since last month, people I've read for are in the United States, in Canada, Great Britain, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, India, Hong Kong, South Africa, Greece, Dubai, and other places. It goes on. It's unbelievable. The reach that YouTube has around the world. If you would like to have your own private reading, of course, just check out the information in the description box and you'll find out about me and how to contact me. But look, what we're going to do now is your tarot, and as a treat, we'll do 3 playing cards as well at the end of it to see what they mean. But let's get things underway now, which are these, the Ace of Swords. There's the Queen of Swords. There's the Sun. There's the 8 of Discs. And there is the Lovers. Ooh, Lovers. You should always be a lover. Without love, life just flashes by. So, now 3 cards. Let's have a look. 4 of Hearts, that's great. Ace of Diamonds. And King of Clubs. Okay, as is usual, come down, sit down next to me. Let's have some one-on-one time together while we have a good close look at these cards, and I'll do the reading for you. All right, Scorpio, let's have a look at this first card, the Ace of Swords. And gee, isn't it fitting that you have drawn this card at the moment? The Ace of Swords here is the eagle depicted, yes. The eagle, of course, is the symbol of the exalted Scorpio. Scorpio is a scorpion, in its middle stage a snake, and then in its exalted form, its heavenly divine form, is that of an eagle. The eagle and a Scorpio are symbols for the evolution of mankind, the evolution of our soul, wanting and willing to have the ability to rise up from the dark waters and the black earth, to break free from the bondage of gravity and fly free in the wind. The eagle is the prince of birds, noble, strong. It falls like lightning and has vision that is incredibly sharp. It has often been used as a symbol for God, who comes down to mate with humans in its form, or to bring souls of the dead back up to heaven. As air, it is the breath, the inspiration, life. It is the reconciliation between male and female, yin and yang, God and Goddess. Now, the people I think who are liable to be of interest to you during this period are Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces. Now, this suit of swords, air, is formed from the combination of fire and water in the tarot, and the suit is always complicated and disordered. It's subject to change like no other suit, and because it results from the conflict of fire and water. Do you know, though, I think that this is talking about quick fire thoughts for you. This is the Lord of the root of the powers of air. And for you in this month, I think what this is saying is that this is going to be a period of great insight and clarity. It signifies a eureka moment. Achievement of goals is going to become much easier. You will have a new perspective on life that was previously unclear, so you'll be able to cut straight into the heart of the matter and uncover, to get to the bottom of the matter, to unveil the secret. You'll have gained a new vision and will pursue opportunities which draw upon your creative and your mental abilities. Now, this figure and his very determined face here, I think, is encouraging you to stand up for the rights of others, or for yourself, or for personal values and belief. You've come out of the clouds of confusion and of doubt and into clarity. This is really all about blue skies and forging ahead. Let's have a look here at this card, the Eight of Discs. When I look at this Eight of Discs here for you, I really get the feeling that there is a need here, even though you've come out of the clouds of doubt and confusion. There is still nevertheless going to be the need for you to exercise a degree of patience in relation to something. Now, I have the Sun ruling the first decan of Virgo here, and with this number 8 here, I mystically have associated with it the planet of Mercury. Now, the Sun ruling Virgo and Mercury in the number 8. What's good about that is that in ordinary astrology, Mercury rules Virgo, and it is exalted in Virgo as well. So this is very favorable. And here, I think, what we are going to see is the Sun energizing Virgo's hard work and attention to detail. It's a particularly encouraging card and energy for you. Yes, as I say, you will, I think, have the need for time and patience to develop something. Don't rush it, as it's a long-term thing, and be prepared to bide your time and let it come to fruition. This energy is nevertheless an encouragement for you to keep doing what you are doing, because eventually it is going to lead to success. Now, of course, that might require dedication, it might require focus, but it does require patience. But as time passes, you are going to get closer to your goal. Now, it may not be apparent to you at the moment, but events are unfolding around you in a way which is going to lead you closer along your path to your destination. I think also there's the need here to manage energies between different parts of your life. Yeah. Just have this thought in mind, and that is, I am relaxed and I trust life. And why shouldn't you trust life at the moment with this card here? Because this card is the Lord of the Fire of the Word. Now, astrologically, it's obviously very closely associated with the sun, and esoterically with the ancient Egyptian sun gods. Now, the sun is the source of life, and it represents success and abundance. And this is going to follow you in your life at this time. The energy of the sun is going to propel you through any tough moments that might arise during the period. It's going to illuminate your path after what I think has probably been something of a trying time, hasn't it? I think you'd agree with me. It's pushing it forward. This is a turning point. Embrace your goals and give it everything you've got. And if you have had tough times, this is encouraging you that things are going to change. So don't have any problems with that. You really can move mountains when this card is here. And do you know, actually, I am also getting the feeling of marriage around this card. So I think you may well hear of marriage. Yes, may well hear of marriage around here. Let's have a look at this card here, the Queen of Swords. Hello, Queen. Yeah, I'm very much getting around here energy of Libra, Virgo, and I'm having an association with Libra here. This is all about making clear decisions based on fact and fairness, similar to the Queen of Swords herself. Very much as Libra. This green eye that's here, esoterically, that is associated for me with the planet of Venus. And Venus, of course, is it's the ruler of two signs, Taurus and of Libra. But of course, we're up here in a tree. We're up close to the sky. We're not on the earth, and therefore I'm getting very much that association of Libra with it, which is why I say that there is probably a Libra or a Virgo that's around. She is this woman, the Queen of the Thrones of Air. Now, it's a woman who is graceful, very perceptive, a keen observer, a subtle interpreter, an intense individualist, somebody who's confident and gracious. Do you know, I think you will, during this period, have the ability to compromise. You might actually also be, if you're not a counselor, then I think that people will be coming to you and asking for your advice on something. Just to be aware, though, this is very intellectual, this card, and the intellect can sometimes separate things and people, which can lead to a sort of a loneliness and isolation. So just be aware of this. This person that's out here also, you may know of someone who is a mature, unmarried woman is what I'm getting about her. I think what we can say is that you've got to use your intellect to make an unbiased decision about something. Now, I'm looking at this card here as well, this 8 of discs. Numerologically, 8 refers to decision for me, as well as the other attributes that I mentioned earlier. So I think you've got to use your intellect to make an unbiased decision about a situation. Now, compassion and empathy may distract you, so you've really got to go with your head and not your heart, if I can say that. It's not a time to beat about the bush about a situation. It's a time for you to decide and to act. It's also about you cutting through old patterns of thinking, patterns of behavior, or old masks that you're wearing. And you've got a few masks in the closet, haven't you? And it's certainly a time for you to have the courage of your convictions. Observe yourself in different roles. Some you will continue to play, but now with more awareness. And you'll play them until you no longer identify yourself with them, and have this thought in mind that my only duty in life is to remain true to myself. Let's have a look at this card, the Lovers, which is coming in here. There it is. The Lovers, the children of the voice divine, the oracle of the mighty gods. Now, the meaning of the card and the energy around it is about the reconciliation of opposites. I really have in here, I have the planet Mercury ruling Gemini with Dragon's Head exalted. Dragon's Head being that north node of the moon. Now, I think what this is saying to you is that, and it's consistent with this card that we looked at before with the ravens, this energy that was coming through, is that there will be a need for you to look at all angles before making a decision. Again, this energy is coming up that you could be a mediator or a peacemaker. You know how I was saying that there was the interest there that you could act as a good counselor to people? Very much this energy is coming through. And there's going to be the need or focus on harmony in relationships. There may well be the need for you, I think, to make a major life choice on the direction ahead of you. Now, you may not believe at the time or think at the time that it is a major life choice, but when you look back, give it some time and look back and you'll just say, do you know what? I can see that I did make a major life choice back then, and this is this, and that's the time that it happened. So I think this is going to be happening for you at this time. What I'm also getting here is that there's a mutual attraction and sexual connection. But again, this is major arcana, this card. This is major arcana, the attraction and sexual enjoyment. So I'm not getting anything about a one-night stand here. I'm actually getting something which, for those people who are partnered, I see people really coming closer together during this period, really being closer together and a deepening of the affection that they have for each other. And if you're not currently partnered, there may well be somebody that's there, I think, whom there will be a sexual connection with, but it's going to develop into something which is more than something that is casual, I think. The other interesting energy that I'm getting up for you is this, is that you may choose to find out something, and you do find out something. But when you do know something, it means you can't unlearn it. It's like there's a choice to leave the Garden of Eden. It's a turning point. You could choose to stay ignorant, and sometimes ignorant is bliss. But if you do find something out, then that will have an impact upon you. I don't think it's going to be anything bad, but I think it's going to be sobering. It's like falling in love. It kind of feels great to find out something, but sometimes it can actually end up being terrible, can't it? Certainly making a choice about something here. Maybe you're going through the process of saying that I'd rather not deal with this at the moment, and things will change. But I think that your view is going to be changed forever. It's a time for really deepening some relationships, and it's also a time for pruning off other relationships, I think, for you. But I don't think that's going to be a hurtful process for you. Let's have a look at this card. Well, this is interesting, having come from that card of relationship and choice there. This is really the protector. Now, this 4 is about stability and foundation. I think you're going to have the feeling of being protected and secure in love or marriage or family. It's a strong indicator often, this card, for commitment to marriage. The foundation of love is strong. This card generally, although it depends on readings that I do, how it fits in with other cards, but it's generally a signifier of positive influence for a happy family and social life. I've also got to say that it can also say that perhaps you have been too picky so far, and this card can also be an indicator for a late marriage. And then we have this ace. Aces are about starting and finishing. Really, it's in some respects a card of messages to be received about a union in love or business, and usually that's good news. There could well be a desire for money or an enterprise to make money. I've got to tell you that this can sometimes also mean a marriage proposal, you know. In business, it can mean a new partnership is forming or a venture which is going to be financially beneficial. And it can very often mean receiving a message or some news about money for you, which is good news relating to money. This King of Clubs here is probably someone that's very close to you, I think. And it is, well, don't take him away too quickly. This represents a very highly intuitive man who won't compromise his integrity and his inner truth by and large. It can often mean a relative or a friend. He's someone who's actually quite good at business and making money. Someone who's honest, open, and generous. That's good. And if he's making money, it's good if he's generous, isn't it? Well, that's the way it is for you this month. Well, there you go, another month done, and I trust you enjoyed receiving that reading as much as I did providing it to you. I've got to say this, that you were absolutely outstanding throughout the entire course of the reading, and it was a great pleasure to provide it to you. But I want you to remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, bye for now.